there. So they're coming out of the stadium, so we're going to tell them about the Earth.
Yeah, we've been lied to. Government lies.
I wonder if that's loud enough. Hey, did you guys know they lied about the Earth? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. About the Earth, it's not a spinning ball in a vacuum that defies physics. It's actually flat. It's You could test it out, but don't worry, we did it for you. The Earth is flat. We checked. The Earth is flat. Yep, that's right. The Earth is flat. You're special. You were created. Don't let them lie to you in school, by the way, little homie. You didn't come from apes. That's a lie. You didn't come from apes. Don't let them lie to you and tell you you're insignificant. So, hey, did you guys know that the Earth's actually flat and they lied? They lied about the Earth. That's right. The Earth's not a spinning ball in a vacuum that defies physics. You know, see, water doesn't bend convexity around the outside of a ball because water always finds its level. It's called fluid statics. That's why we put water in levels. Did you guys know that we can see the skyline of Chicago across Lake Michigan from 60 miles away? And based on the Earth math, the entire skyline of Chicago should have been blocked by Earth curvature. How's that work? Hey, did you guys know we can see mountains from 273 miles away? And based on the globe Earth math, they should be blocked by 3 miles of vertical Earth curvature, yet we could see the mountains. How does that work? Oh man, I'm just gonna laugh at this guy. I don't have to be able to answer the question. I'll just make fun of him. In a world where no one knows what the world is. Hey, just so you guys, if the Earth's a ball with a radius of 3,959 miles, it has to curve at 8 inches per mile squared. Just basic geometry. It doesn't do that though. We went out and tested the surface of the Earth. See, in 2015, the top 2 Google terms in the world were Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And right behind that was flat Earth. It exploded because we all found out about the Antarctic Treaty, where every country in the world signed a treaty and said you're not allowed to go to Antarctica or to explore that region. That means China and Russia and the United States, all these enemies, they put their differences aside so they could sign a treaty and say it's illegal to go there. So then we started testing the Earth. We're like, you know what? We'll go see if it's actually a ball or not. And we debunked it. Guess what happened? The government came out and censored it and admitted in Congress they censored flat Earth. Why would they have to do that if flat Earth is just some archaic, stupid, easily disproven idea? Because it's not disproven, and you can actually prove that it is flat. So, there you go. So we actually went and tested the surface of the Earth. You can do it yourself. I bet if you just say the world's not flat, that makes it true. Yeah. So then why did I see the mountains from 273 miles away that should be blocked by 3 miles of Earth curve? Since the world is not flat, how does that work on a globe Earth? No answer. What a shocker. So since the world is not flat, why did we see the mountains from 273 miles away that should be blocked by 3 miles of Earth curvature? That doesn't make any sense, bro. Hey, did you know you can see the skyline of Chicago across Lake Michigan from 60 miles away, and the globe Earth says it should be completely blocked by Earth curvature? That's impossible on a ball. That's impossible. So then how did we see the mountains then? How did we see the mountains? When I pulled the camera out, did I zoom in through the curvature of the Earth? I can debunk the globe a million ways. Is that all I have? How much time do you have? It's called the second law of thermodynamics. You can't have pressurized systems sitting adjacent to a near perfect vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr because pressure would fill the available space. Second law of thermodynamics. I debate aerospace engineers, they can't answer that question. Yeah, the government lied. It's not a big deal. Hey, when does the Earth is not a spinning ball in a vacuum. They lied. They signed an Antarctic treaty and they said it's illegal to go past here. Every major world country signed it. longest lasting treaty in the history of mankind, doesn't even go up for review until 2042. Nothing's working together saying it's illegal for the peasants to go explore it.
Yes.
Yeah, brother. That's what I'm talking about.
Who's talking? Yes.
Yeah, that's what, bro.
Brother.
Yeah.
Speak the truth,
Yeah,
man. Hey, don't
bro.
be afraid. Don't
No,
be
of course,
afraid.
of course not.
Can we agree that the government lies and that the world is not flat?
The government lies and the world's perfectly flat.
I disagree, but I respect.
You agree with my right to say it?
I respect your right to get.
Much love, bro. I know it sounds crazy. When I first heard the flat Earth, I thought it was the craziest thing I ever heard. So I understand. But it's not a spinning ball. Oh, you have a question?
Are you an Eddie Bravo fan?
Yeah, Eddie Bravo's the man. Yeah, I respect anyone that's got the
Sam
balls.
Tripoli and shit?
Yeah, Sam Tripoli. Yeah, Tim Foyle. Yeah.
I'm just trying to...
Yeah, Eddie Bravo's cool, man. Yeah. Anyone that has the balls to speak out about this, because normally they get attacked and demonetized and they have all their money pulled.
I'm not 100%, but I'm open to the idea, and I'm open to your just you being able to do it.
Right. Cool, man. And dude, yeah.
I got one, dude.
Cool. It takes a while. It's a lot of info.
I know.
It's like a whole new paradigm.
I'm not against you.
Cool. Yeah. Much love, bro. Much love. Yeah. Much love, brother. Oh, I need to turn this on. Oh, it is on, I think. Mic check. Mic check.
Yeah, we can hear you. Woo.
Yeah, I'm talking about my little omnidirectional mic.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but they lied about the Earth. I'm glad you guys came out today to learn about it, though. So glad that we could agree on the gathering. So the Earth is not what they're playing with right now, because it would have to curve at a certain rate that it doesn't do. See, it's so crazy. If I put fluid in a level, because fluid's always finding a level, and that's how I build things, how was 70% of the surface of the Earth ocean water? If anyone's got any questions they think they can stump the stupid flat earther with, feel free to ask me, because you can't. I debate aerospace engineers and astrophysics professors and astrophysicists and physicists left and right, 5v1, all the PhDs, line them up, I'll take them out. No big deal.
I feel like it's Saturday night when you guys should be.
Are you a fan of the guy from Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole?
Yeah, Dave Weiss is my personal friend. Yeah.
I'm familiar with what you're talking about. I'm sorry, I'm just not
No,
used
you're
to
good.
like seeing
Yeah.
representation out in public like this
Yeah.
because most people just fucking do it.
I know, they're scared. Dave Weiss is my friend, bro. Flat Earth app. You ever seen it? Flat Earth Sunburn
I haven't looked at it.
Yeah, they answer every question you can think of. But yeah, Dave Weiss is a legend deep inside the rabbit hole. Which when he found out about Flat Earth, he thought it was the craziest thing he'd ever heard too. He actually kicked people off his show that would even bring it up. But then he finally swallowed his pride and decided to look into it. Once you look into it, you will no longer unsee the truth. Right? So it sounds crazy, but that's the way the Matrix been engineered, man. So anyway, water always finds its level. How is 70% of the surface of the Earth ocean water that's level on a ball? How do you have pressure sitting next to a vacuum? Do you guys know what a vacuum is? See, it's a misnomer that vacuums suck, right? Actually, pressure fills the vacuum instantaneously because that's a seek equilibrium. High pressure goes to low pressure. You cannot have a vacuum of space. It's literally impossible. So where they claim they're going, they're lying. That's convenient, though, because everything they show you is cartoons, and they actually admit that they're just cartoons. You would think that in 2021, whenever we have crazy advanced technology and we have 4K and 5K and iPhone 12s and smart computers and we have smart cars that can park themselves, that we'd certainly be able to get pictures of the Earth from space now, right? Well, NASA admits we can't. It's too dangerous to get that far away, and that they're just computer-generated images. So in 2021, NASA's own website admits we don't have real pictures of the Earth from space, that they're just computer-generated images, composite images that do artist renditions. That's kind of weird. So supposedly we went to the moon in 1969, we just can't go back yet. Because we destroyed the technology and it's a painful process to go back. And now they're brainwashing your children at school and telling them that they live on a tiny speck of dust in this ever-expanding universe of nothingness and they came from apes. Yeah, they're telling your children that they came from apes. You didn't come from animals, you're not an animal, you're special, you have a spirit, you have a soul. Yeah, Yeshua is the Son of God.
Jesus Christ is the Son of God.
That's true. That's absolutely true. And Yeshua also came to the earth and didn't tell everyone that the Hebrew cosmology was wrong, which says the earth is flat, stationary, and has a firmament over top of it, just like the scriptures say from the beginning. that there's a firmament. Firmament comes from the Hebrew word rakia, strong as bronze, is beaten out strong as bronze. That's correct. And that's convenient because the U.S. military's declassified documents say there's a firmament as well. They actually declassified a Russian scientist's approximation method of the brightness of the firmament was proven correct. Declassified. The U.S. military knows that they can lie, and then a few decades later, they'll come out and tell you the truth, but most people won't read it. It can only be true if it's on TikTok. So that's how the lie works. Hopefully this doesn't go out too much. So yeah, I know it sounds crazy. I agree that when I first heard about it, it sounded crazy. I was like, wow, how did we get to the 21st century? We've been to space. We went to the moon in 1969, and we have actual human beings that think the Earth is flat? Well, then I swallowed my pride and looked into it. Let's address some of the stupid questions that we normally get. If the Earth is flat, wouldn't you fall off of it? You'd fall off the Earth if it was flat. Can you fall off of a lake? Can you fall off of a pond? Can you fall off a shore? No. The Earth is surrounded with water that is contained. Okay? Antarctica is known to have the highest elevation in the world. It's effectively an ice ring around you, and it's illegal for you to go there. Every major world country has signed a treaty that says you can't go there. Now, we don't know what's beyond that. You know, is there more water with more land, and then eventually the firmament comes down and touches down? Does it extend infinitely? It doesn't matter. We don't know. But we know that they lied. We know that you can test and see if they told the truth about the sphere Earth because it has to curve at a certain rate. If it's a certain size, it doesn't do that. So objectively, 100%, it is not what they said it is. There's no way that it could be. We tested the surface. We measured it. Okay, so what they said's a lie. Right? So what most people do is they vaguely remember and have recollection of these fairy tales of space. They're like, oh yeah, then what about all the other planets? What about all the other planets? Okay, first of all, when you say other planets, you're assuming that Earth is a planet. It's not. The word planet means wanderer. That's what the etymology is. It's a wandering light in the sky. The quote-unquote planets are just lights in the sky. They move around Polaris just like the rest of them. They all move east to west. They all reset. They're pulsating. I document them all the time. They look like they're in a fluid-like medium. They are not solid spheres you can land on. And even if they were, which they're objectively not, that doesn't make the Earth a sphere. That's like me going into your crib and saying, hey, look, there's a light bulb up there. That must mean the floor's a light bulb. That's like pulling a pool ball off a pool table and saying, look, this is a sphere. That means the pool table's a sphere too. The lights in the sky, they move over top of you, you know, kind of like you've observed them your entire life, and so has everyone that's ever existed on the Earth. The stars move in perfect concentric circles year after year after year around Polaris, the North Pole star, directly over the North Pole of the star, the North Pole of the ground, right? So the North Pole is the center of the surface of the Earth, the North Pole star is the center of the sky, and all the stars move around it. So yeah, the stars just move in the sky above you. They would want you to believe that, well, the stars actually don't move. They just look like they move. They're sitting still. They're thousands of light years away. Some of the stars that you see, you just think you see them. They actually don't exist anymore. And those stars are actually the same as the sun. No, they're not. The sun's the sun and stars are stars. Wow, how profound. So whenever you don't feel like you're spinning, you know why? Because you're not spinning, bro. And when the sky looks like it's spinning, you know why it looks like that? Because the sky spins. So everything in the sky moves over top of you. They want you to believe that actually nothing in the sky is moving, it's all sitting still, and that you're spinning 1,000 miles per hour and just can't feel it. Oh man, we're the conspiracy theorists. We're the conspiracy theorists. Do you know how the sun and the moon look like they're the same size? Well, the globe Earth model says that actually the sun's 400 times bigger than the moon, and just coincidentally exactly 400 times further away, so it looks like they're the same size. What a cool story. So a lot of us found out that NASA lies. They worked with Nazis, admittedly. It's on record and declassified. They brought Nazis over here, and one of the Nazis supposedly took us to the moon. They realized people don't really believe Nazis too much. They don't really believe the story of the moon. I think you can debunk it just by watching the stupid footage where they're glitching out and they're hitting a hammer. You can hear the sound of the hammer in a no-atmosphere moon. Then they drop a hammer. They can't reach it because they're clearly confined and restricted by harnesses. So they had to come up with a new story here in 2021. They said, well, it's too dangerous to go there again because they can't fake it now. We have 4K in our pocket. We would know instantly that it's a fake video. So what they did was they said, well, look, private companies are going to space next. SpaceX. I know you don't trust NASA anymore, but SpaceX. You know, Elon Musk, the same psychopathic, crazy person that wants to put a chip in your brain, that's how you know you can trust him. He wants to put a chip in your brain. Yeah, so Elon Musk is actually on record saying we would have never gone to space without NASA helping us. So it's just an extension of NASA. They get hundreds of millions of dollars of grant from the government every year. So no, it's not a private company. They work with NASA, and they said they couldn't have got to space without NASA. Well, by the way, they didn't actually go to space, so no, dun. You can't go to space. It can't exist as it's defined. It's called the second law of thermodynamics. You know, you really don't get to argue against natural scientific law. It doesn't matter how emotionally connected you are to the lie. That doesn't change anything. Whoa, sorry. So the Earth is not a spinning ball in a vacuum. It's literally impossible. And think about it, they've done so good at brainwashing everyone that you guys instinctively think that we are crazy because we don't think the Earth is spinning around 1,000 miles per hour while going around the sun 66,600 miles per hour while shooting through space with the sun 500,000 miles per hour while the galaxy shoots 1.3 million miles per hour, but the stars just keep doing perfect circles for thousands of years. We're the crazy ones. You know, the other option is, well, the sky just does perfect circles. Are you triggered? Is she triggered?
Oh, that's awesome, bro. That is so awesome. That is incredible.
In the world. Let me show the chat real fast.
That is too awesome.
Did you guys know that every major world country signed a treaty called the Antarctic Treaty that says it's illegal for you to go explore that region, and that's what would prove the Earth's a ball? You think it's just a coincidence? You know, east and west circumnavigation works perfectly on a flat Earth. That's what happens all day, every single day. But the one that couldn't happen on a flat Earth is called north to south circumnavigation, right? So if the Earth's a sphere and Antarctica is an ice shelf on the bottom of it, or more so an ice cap, then you would go around Antarctica and pop back up on the other side of the sphere. But conveniently, it's never been done in the history of mankind, and it's illegal to even try to do it. You guys think it's just a coincidence? So what would prove the Earth's a sphere is going around it north to south, but it's never been done in the entire history of mankind. It's illegal to try to do it, and every major world country signed a treaty saying you can't do it. I bet if you scream from across the street like a gamma, it'll make the Earth a ball. I'll give you $100 cash if you can answer 3 questions about the globe. No, I'm just trying to look cool in front of your girlfriend. Which ironically, she doesn't think you look cool right now. So anyway. The second law of thermodynamics debunks the vacuum of space. Debunks it. Thank you. Try again. Welcome to Flat Earth. Hey, do you guys think that the sun moves in the sky? Who here thinks the sun moves in the sky throughout the day? Don't raise your hand if you think the sun moves in the sky. I'm glad we all agree. Well, welcome to Flat Earth. Because the globalist says the sun doesn't move in the sky. It actually just looks like that, and the Earth is spinning and the sun's sitting still all day. That is psychopathic, bro. Yeah, actually, during the sunset, you're falling backwards at 1,000 miles per hour. It just looks like it's moving. Interesting. So we went out and we tested the surface of the Earth. The government had to censor it, so they came out and they said, we're censoring Flat Earth. It's dangerous misinformation. But if you Google it, you'll find Flat Earth Society. So just so you know, if some of you guys, you actually Google it, Flat Earth Society, I bet you won't come to bed. You would get embarrassed. So anyway, if you Google it, it'll be Flat Earth Society. There's not one real Flat Earther there. It's funny when guys try to act hard in front of their girls and then like it backfires. Oh, now he's talking and he got far enough away. Oh, you are tough. Why do people get so mad when something they don't know anything about? It's so weird. It's always once they get about 50 yards away, the guys are real tough all of a sudden. Anyway, so they lied about the Earth. You can test it, you can measure it. We saw the mountains from 273 miles away. I bet you won't come to bed. Hey, I'll give the whole group a chance to win $100 right now. All you gotta do is get 3 questions right about the globe Earth model that you believe in to prove you even actually know what it is. $100 cash to anyone here that can get 3 questions right about the globe Earth. I'll even tell you what the first question is. According to the globe Earth model, how many times does the Earth spin? Every 24 hours. Every 24 hours, how many times does the Earth supposedly spin? How many times does the Earth rotate every day? That's the easiest question I can think of. So if you get that question right, and then the next 2 questions right, you win $100. Don't got to pay to play. Don't pay if you get it wrong. But I know for a fact that no one out here knows anything about the globe Earth. I'll give you $100. I can make it $1,000 to be honest. So you guys think you know we're crazy for not believing the Earth's a globe, but you don't even know what it is we're crazy for not believing in yet? That's like telling me, I know the Bible's real, I just haven't read it yet. The Bible's real, I haven't got the Genesis yet. Yeah, doesn't it seem a bit unfounded to say we're crazy when we know every single aspect and metric of the globe Earth model, every story? We suppose a scientific experiment that ever proved it when none of it's real science. We know every story, every detail, examined all the footage. We went and measured the surface of the Earth ourselves. You know nothing about it. You don't know the size or how fast it spins or anything, but you know that we're wrong about it. Just because you just know. Because if you get on the TV, it says flat Earth is stupid. So if you just call us names, that makes the Earth a ball. It means that even though we know more about it than you, actually you know more about it than us if you call us stupid. Isn't that crazy how that works? Very enlightening of you. Don't get triggered there. It's not a ball, man. That makes this weird. Yeah, we didn't go to the moon. Did you know that NASA admitted that they worked with Nazis to supposedly take us to the moon? Declassified. They worked with Nazis. But Nazis would never lie. No. Yeah, Buzz Aldrin said that we didn't go to the moon. Does that sound crazy to you guys? Maybe we should play it. Let's play Buzz Aldrin saying that we didn't actually go, that the moon landing footage wasn't real. So since we're so crazy, we'll see what Buzz Aldrin, the guy that supposedly went there, Buzz Aldrin, the guy that supposedly went to the moon for the United States, let's see what he has to say about the moon landing, since we're so crazy.
Talk about this because this is fascinating. I remember very clearly, I think anybody who's alive at the time does. I remember my parents waking me up and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No, it is.
What?
Because they went into television. They went to take a picture. You watched animation. So you associated what you saw with...
I very hate...
Wow, so Buzz Aldrin was asked about the moon. He said, so I remember me and my parents watched you land on the moon, and Buzz Aldrin said, no you didn't. There wasn't any television. There was no one there with a camera on the moon. You watched an animation, and then you associated what you heard with what you thought was happening. That's Buzz Aldrin's own words. And then he turns around and he says, pretty good lie though. So Buzz Aldrin said that it was just an animation, it wasn't real. Every single astronaut that supposedly went to the moon was offered $5,000 cash to put their hand on the Bible and swear to God that they landed on the moon, and no one would take the money. In fact, one of them actually assaulted the interviewer. Isn't that interesting? Supposedly when they went to the moon, they got moon rocks and they brought them back and gave them to different governments, and then Holland tested the moon rocks and it wasn't real moon rocks. They were petrified wood. Hey, if you really went to the moon and got moon rocks, would you have to bring back fake moon rocks? That's super weird. This is getting weird. Why'd they bring back fake moon rocks? Why did they bring back petrified wood and claim it was moon rocks? NASA admits we can't go back to the moon because we quote-unquote destroyed the technology. It's a painful process to build it back. The same guy that supposedly took us was a Nazi. His name is Werner von Braun, an SS officer of the Nazi regime. And on his tombstone, it was Psalms 19:1, which says the firmament shows the handiwork of the Creator. The firmament is what contains the earth. You can't travel through it. So why did the guy that took us to the moon say you can't go to the moon on his deathbed? This is really getting awkward, isn't it? Yeah, someone's triggered, man. Why are you guys triggered? Hey, you want to play the game? You want to play the game? $100, man. You want to play the game? Come on, man. $100, man. You want to play the game? All right. You got to come over here.
First question. I already told him the first question.
Yeah, how many times does the Earth spin every 24 hours? Come get on the camera, though. Come get on the stream. Come get on the stream, bro. I got this. Hey, guys, come on, just win the $100. Show the flat earthers something done there.
It's so easy to do.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna run away. They're going on away. Okay, so anyway, don't you find it weird that people get so mad? If Flat Earth was so stupid, why would people get so mad about it? I don't know. It's really making this awkward, bro. Don't make this weird, okay? We're not the ones that lied to you. Okay, well, just so you know, the same psychopath that wants to put a chip in your brain, his name is Elon Musk. He didn't really go to space. They said they shot a car into space, but it still had tires with tire pressure, which is impossible in space. And then when asked about why it looks so fake, Elon Musk said, it's you know it's real because it looks so fake. Yeah. You know, the same psychopath that wants to put a chip in your brain. The Neuralink, he gives Joe Biden a run for his money. He can't even speak coherent sentences. And you think he's going to go to space and he's some type of genius? SpaceX gets hundreds of millions of dollars from the government. So they knew people weren't believing NASA anymore. They had to come out with these private company stories. But it's all a lie. It's just like how the Nazi Werner von Braun that supposedly took us to the moon, he wrote a science fiction book in the 50s. I want you guys to pay attention, okay? In the 1950s, the Nazi that took us to the moon, supposedly, he wrote a science fiction book. And in the science fiction book, authored in the 50s, the main character's title is Elon. And guess what Elon does in the book? He takes everyone to Mars. What a coincidence. Elon Musk is supposedly about to take us to Mars. Do you guys think the Nazi was a prophet? Yeah, the Nazi was a prophet. Yeah, this guy's crushing. They're trolling you with stupid science fiction books. Just like Jules Verne in the late 1800s predicted the moon landing perfectly. Just another coincidence. Let's see how many coincidences we can compile. Have you guys ever heard of the Masons? You're not allowed to be a 33rd degree Mason unless you know the earth is flat. You know, just the richest, most powerful people in the world. I'm not talking about the low degree Masons. You get to the 32nd degree once you do the rituals, then you have to be voted on to get to the 33rd degree. So you can't be a 33rd degree Mason unless you know the earth is flat. Yeah. So the G stands for geometria, which means measurement of the earth. That's why it has a square and a compass in the logo. That's how you measure a flat earth. You also have to know you're a Luciferian to be a 33rd degree Freemason. Did you guys know that? No, you don't? This guy's saying no, but I just happen to know 33rd degree Freemasons. This is getting awkward for you, I guess.
Are you flat Earth?
Yeah. Earth's provably flat, bro.
What's a flat Earth and what else? What do they believe in? Flat Earth and what?
Well, everyone here thinks there's a ball. The earth is flat.
What Trump think?
I'm not big on politics. All presidents were related. All presidents are related and track back to English royalty. Yay, we get to pick out the family reunion every 4 years. Yeah. No, they just get you distracted with politics and race. Race isn't even real, by the way. I don't change race throughout the summer. That's dumb. You know, they keep us divided based on race. It's called the human race. We have different color skin. Get over it. Stop making this weird. Okay? They're keeping us divided so that they can conquer us. Divide and conquer. That's how it works. So, we have different nationalities. It's not a big deal. So anyway, they lied about the earth. And so to be a Freemason, you must know, to be a 33rd degree Freemason, you must know that the earth is flat, and you must know you're a Luciferian. And so if you've heard of Lucifer, you've heard of the number 666, right? So let's hear how many numbers coincidentally with 666 are in the globe earth model that you guys believe in. It's just going to be a coincidence, though. Preemptively, I know you guys will dismiss it as coincidence. So let's hear the globe earth model. The supposed circumference of the earth in nautical miles is 21,600. That's 6 times 6 times 600. The north and south Arctic circles are at 66.6 degree latitudes. We're supposedly we're on an axial tilt of 66.6 degrees. Supposedly we're going around the sun 66,600 miles per hour, utilizing gravity discovered in 1666. Those are all coincidences. Those are just coincidences, you crazy conspiracy theorist. So a 66.6 degree tilt going 66,600 miles per hour, circumference mile of 6 times 6 times 600 with a curvature rate of 666 feet per mile squared. With north and south Arctic circles at 66.6 degrees. There's also an eclipse that happens called the Selenilian eclipse. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, the Earth's flat, what about eclipses? Huh? Did you know that NASA says they can't even predict eclipses using the heliocentric model? They still use what's called the Saros cycle, which was created in 2500 BC by the Chaldeans, which was a flat Earth civilization. Oh yeah, NASA's so advanced. Flat Earthers are science deniers, yet NASA has to use flat Earth Saros cycle to predict eclipses in 2021, admittedly on their own website. Dun dun dun. Anyway, there's an eclipse, there's a lunar eclipse that happens called the Selenilian eclipse. So according to the globe Earth model, the reason you have lunar eclipses is because the Earth blocks the light from the sun and casts a shadow onto the moon. Well, there's a Selenilian eclipse where the sun and the moon are both above the horizon during the eclipse. So how is the Earth blocking the light from the sun if the sun's above the Earth during the eclipse? It's called the impossible eclipse, the Selenilian eclipse. Well, guess what year they said they first recorded the Selenilian eclipse? 1666. So, does anyone want to answer that? If the Earth's a spinning ball in a vacuum, how do you have an eclipse where the sun and the moon are both above the Earth during the eclipse? Anyone want to enlighten me? This is, we're so dumb. It's impossible. It's a geometric impossibility. Kind of like it's a geometric impossibility that we saw a mountain from 300 miles away. You know, geometry, the measurement of shapes. So if a sphere has a radius of 3,959 miles, a radius is, of course, the distance from the center to the edge of a circle or a sphere. So that's the curve at 8 inches per mile squared. So you got to see the curvature of the Earth at 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height and feet. I know a lot of people hate math. I get it. But it's pretty simple. The square root of 1 is 1. So what's 1 times 1.2? 1.2. So if we were 1 foot off the surface of this globe Earth, that they brainwashed us with cartoons since we were 5, then you would see the curvature a mile away. But we have an observation 1 foot off the coast of Cali where the horizon's over 10 miles away. That would mean the radius value has to be 264,000 miles. I guess just over 250,000 miles is a little different than under 4,000, isn't it? We falsified the radius. Now here's where it gets really tricky. If the radius value is wrong, the entire model's wrong. Day and night cycle uses the radius value. Supposed gravity uses the radius value. Distances on the Earth use the radius value. To travel to Earth, or travel to quote-unquote space that couldn't exist, then you need a radius of orbit to attain escape velocity, which means you need an accurate radius of Earth value. So the entire model falls apart if the radius is wrong. Well, we falsified the radius. This is why the government came out and censored us. Because we proved it. We proved it. You guys know nothing about it. Right? So let's just be honest here. Remove your pride and be honest. You should inform yourself before attacking people. Right? Because hand wave dismissal prior to investigation is the height of ignorance. How can you know something's true or false if you've never even researched it? That's ridiculous. It's easier to fool someone to convince them that they've been fooled. Most of you guys, you know nothing about this, but since you're just like so weak, you want to fit into the popular people, right? You're like, what do most people think? I have to think this so I can be cool, right? So I guess back in the day you would have been cool with slavery, huh? Because most people were cool with it. You really thought this one out. Appeal to majority is one of the most remedial fallacies in the world. Who cares what everyone else thinks? A lot of people here think they came from apes. I don't really care what other people think. You should worry about the evidence, right? So most people say, can you fall off the edge? No, you can't fall off a lake or a shore. That's a dumb question. So flat Earth is so dumb that you have to straw man it with dumb questions that we don't really think. No, and the Earth is also contained. There's something over top of the Earth. That's the only way you can have gas, brother. That's the only way that you're breathing. Oh, what a coincidence. The scriptures are right again. There's a firmament over top of the Earth. And the military agrees with us, by the way. Hey, how come there are dozens and dozens of declassified military documents that say the Earth is flat? Does anyone want to help me out with this? I'm trying to figure it out. Why does the military say the Earth's flat? Whenever they create ballistic missiles, they have to assume the Earth's a flat, non-rotating surface. Whenever they create planes, they have to assume that the Earth's a flat, non-rotating surface. I don't care about the sock, bro. You think the Earth's a ball? So, the U.S. military says that the Earth is flat in tons and tons of declassified documents. Why do they say the Earth's flat? You guys right now, you're just like, that's not true. You can Google it, dude. How about you pull out your dumb phone and Google it? The U.S. military says that the Earth is flat dozens and dozens and dozens of times. It actually says there's a firmament over top of the Earth as well. So whenever they design military planes and fighter jets, they have to assume the Earth's a flat, non-rotating surface. That's how they design the plane, which is why it's called plane, because it flies over a plane. A lot of people will Google it, they'll come over here and say, you can see the curvature of the Earth from a plane. Really, that's crazy, because I've been on over 100 flights and know over 200 pilots, and they would all say you're just a liar. You know? You've never seen the curvature from a plane, you're lying. I know people that have flown planes for decades, and they say they've never seen the curvature of the Earth. You don't see the curvature of the Earth in a plane. They also don't assume the Earth is dipping down beneath them, 8 inches per mile square, as they dip their nose down. They actually dip their nose up some. They tip their nose up. They don't assume the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour east whenever they land on a runway. So they fly assuming the Earth is flat and stationary. And that's what the documents say that train you how to fly a plane. That's what the U.S. military says when they design the planes. So I agree it sounds crazy, but it doesn't, truth is stranger than fiction. The fact that you've been told it's crazy means nothing. Have you guys ever seen The Matrix? Have you guys ever seen The Hunger Games? Oh, The Hunger Games are real. They drew a circle around you and said, stay inside the circle, you good slaves, and the slaves don't even know the circle exists. Have you guys ever heard of The Truman Show? Where Jim Carrey plays in The True Man Show, and he thinks he lives on a globe, but really the whole time he's inside of a dome, and everyone's watching him. Yeah, they showed you in plain sight what the Earth was, but you guys will never go test the surface. You guys just want to get on TikTok. Just go back to TikTok, man. Go back to Instagram. Nothing else matters. So yeah, they tell you lies in the news and truth in the TVs and the movies. You can prove this. You don't have to blindly believe us. But the truth is, most of you guys just are scared to think about it. You're scared to think about it because it's uncomfortable, right? Like, I don't want to be the crazy flat earther. I'll never be the flat earther. I'll just pretend he's stupid, and I'll say, I believe in science. Really? Can you define science? I believe in science, too. Actually, you don't have to believe in science. Belief is the opposite of science. You don't believe in science. That's dumb. You don't have to believe in science. Science is the opposite of belief. It's where you empirically prove things. It has nothing to do with belief. Right? Well, you can empirically prove that gas pressure needs a container. You can't have a pressurized system sitting next to a vacuum. It's called the second law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics. Not medical advice. In a world where no one knows what the world is.
Yeah, wear a mask.
Hey, man. In a world. In a world where no one knows what the world is.
Wear a mask. Go home.
Hey, so what I do know is the Earth is not a spinning ball in a vacuum. Do you guys actually think the Earth is a spinning ball in a vacuum? And if I don't believe that, that makes me dumb. Hey, do you guys think that everything came from nothing? There are a lot of people here that would say that they're atheists. These people will say that they're atheists, and they believe, key word there, atheists aren't supposed to believe things, believe in the Big Bang Theory. Did you know a Catholic priest proposed the Big Bang Theory? You're such an atheist, you believe in a theory proposed by a priest. And actually, the Big Bang doesn't say everything came from nothing, it says there's a pre-existing energy. And there's no such thing as an atheist, by the way. None of you guys are atheists. Not one person here is actually an atheist. Don't care what you got to say about it. It's literally impossible. It doesn't exist. Because atheism means without a creator. So unless you know for a 100% fact that there is no creator, you're not an atheist. That's what the etymology of atheism is. So you're not an atheist. You might be agnostic. You don't know, right? Well, you don't know for a fact that there isn't one. No one could possibly say that honestly. But anyway. So did you know that Edwin Hubble, that's where the Hubble telescope was named after, okay? If you ever heard of the Hubble telescope, they claim it's out in space taking pictures, but not really good pictures, and they can't take a picture of the moon or anything because it doesn't have the right cameras to take pictures of the moon landing area, but don't worry, they just messed up, they forgot to equip it. Anyway, Edwin Hubble, who the guy who's the telescope's named after, he's on record saying, it can never be disproven that the Earth is geocentric, i.e. the center of everything, just like all the ancient civilizations said. This is one of the Grover's priests, by the way. His name is Edwin Hubble. You can't just say no is a very sufficient and intellectual form. So Edwin Hubble says that it can never be disproven the Earth is the center of everything because there's equal dispersal in all directions away from the Earth being the center, but we must avoid this supposition at all costs because it would show that the Earth's in a favored location. So they're literally admitting you can't disprove the Earth's the center of everything, but we're just going to ignore that and try to explain that it's not in the center of everything because that would show the Earth's in a favored location.
and we must avoid that at all costs. I wonder what that psychopath did. He's so scared there might be a creator. And this is Edwin Hubble, one of the top tier guys propped up on your side, where the Hubble telescope is named after him. Does that sound like science? Well, it can never be disproven that the Earth's the center of everything, and that's what all the evidence says, but we're just going to ignore it and try our best to explain something else. That's the opposite of science, bro. Yeah. So you guys have been lied to. You guys have been lied to. We were lied to, too. NASA is lying to you, and they're taking $60 million a day to lie to children, but who cares? Just keep on walking, sleepwalking through your life. Get on TikToks. Pretty face, small waist, and a big bang. How many followers can I get? I don't really care. What's important? No, I just want to watch Netflix. What's this nerdy white boy talking about? I'm not going to research things that are important. I'm going to go back to my house where curfews and lockdowns in the fall, which is coming, and we predicted a year and a half ago, by the way. I predicted a year and a half ago that they would say that there's a new thing coming out and that you got to go into lockdown. I can't even get specifics. YouTube will delete my channel. So we're trying to wake you up before it's too late. You guys are sleepwalking through the New World Order. And the same people that are lying to you about the air is going to kill you and just wear a mask for 2 weeks, I mean a year and a half, I mean forever. Oh, crazy. Now you have to crawl on all fours and bark like a dog is the only way you'll be safe. You would do it, right? The same exact people that are lying to you about that and giving you curfews and lockdowns like prisons, which, by the way, lockdowns what prisons have, not free countries. That's not what free countries have. That's prison term. The same people lied to you about that. They drew a circle around you and said it's illegal for you to travel past Antarctica. So you don't even know how big the Earth is. You don't know how much land is there. You don't know what else is beyond there. In fact, when the U.S. government went to explore this in something called Operation High Jump, they used someone called Admiral Byrd. And when Admiral Byrd went and explored this region, he came back on national TV and he said, wow, it's astonishing to me that there's an area as big as the continental U.S. on the other side of Antarctica that remains unexplored and no one knows about it, has tons of resources. Well, guess what happened to Admiral Byrd after that? He died. He mysteriously had heart complications after being completely healthy. Oh, don't worry, his son died too. Yeah, they killed his son too. He was randomly kidnapped, taken on a train, and found dead in a warehouse. Yeah, because he came out and accidentally let it slip out that there was more area outside of Antarctica that we don't know about. And that's the guy that went on behalf of the U.S. military to explore it. And guess what they did after that? After they killed him and his son? They then came out and founded NASA in 1958, which was 4 years after they took him out. And then in 1959, they signed the Antarctic Treaty and said it's illegal for you to go where they just explored. It's still intact to this day. Wow, just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence that every major world country signed a treaty called the Antarctic Treaty that says it's illegal for you to go where they explored and found that there was more area that no one knows about. The longest lasting treaty in American history or in world history, in modern history, and in fact it's not even up for review till 2042. Did you guys know the Antarctic Treaty was even a thing? See, they drew a circle around the slaves and they said you're not allowed to leave the circle, and you know why it works so well? You guys don't even know the circle exists. And you can go research it. It's open information. It's called the Antarctic Treaty. You cannot privately, freely explore Antarctica. You will be intercepted. You can't take external water supply, external fuel supply. We've had people try and they were intercepted and arrested without due process. For years. That's how you know you can trust them. They forcibly censor you. And they forcibly kidnap you and don't let you have due process if you try to go explore the Earth. Be a good slave, you defend all the major world countries telling you you're not allowed to go anywhere. How about you attack the guys trying to wake you up and you be a good slave? Have you guys heard of the Stockholm Syndrome? That's where someone's kidnapped and abused, right? And then eventually they get to the point where they're so psychologically broken down that they defend their captives. That's what you guys are doing. We're coming trying to tell you about the Antarctic Treaty, how the government's lying to you, and you guys attack us. You attack us and defend your captives. You defend the guys lying to you. And you don't even realize that's what you're doing. It's from years and years of psychological abuse. So you guys should wake up before it's too late. I'm just saying though. I'm just saying. It's called Stockholm Syndrome. How dare these guys try to tell me all this information that I knew nothing about? And if I'm being honest, I have to admit, I didn't know anything about this. I never heard of the Antarctic Treaty or the second law of thermodynamics or Operation High Jump or Operation Fishbowl, but you're crazy. We're trying to help you. We're just trying to present you the information. We're not trying to make you think something. We're trying to open up your eyes to the information so you can be intelligent and make your own decision. You know, because that's how you make decisions. You have to inform yourself. I know it's really profound. Wow, you can't know something until you know it? Wow. No way. These flat earthers are crazy. They think you have to research something before you can know what you're talking about? No way. So based on the radius of the Earth cannot let us see mountains from 273 miles away. We saw mountains from 273 miles away based on the globe Earth mass to be blocked by 3 miles. 3 miles of Earth curvature. Do you guys know how long a mile is? These people get so tough, like it's like how tough they think they are is proportionate to how far away they get. It's so funny. Yeah, like you guys are so soft until you get like 100 yards away. All of a sudden, you guys are super hard.
We are flat earthers, and I love you.
I love you.
I love you too. You know what? You last night you were like, you're trolling us, and we're not.
No, we're actually not. Catherine and I legitimately believe the Earth is flat.
We're in the U of M. Like the
we
U of
go
M
to the
is
U
a
of M,
flat
and we're
Earth
like
society that we're part of, and I actually like want to thank you.
Like,
and you think I'm trolling you?
But no,
and I know
like,
you think
you're,
that, but
no,
like
we've
seen you
you're spreading awareness, and like we really appreciate it because like no one fucking believes us.
Everyone thinks we're crazy.
Yeah, I can attack you.
I know, and I think that you're doing a really good job.
And like,
and I've seen you 2 nights in a row, and I think it's a sign.
And you don't even have to be out here, and like
no one's paying you for being out here. You're doing a great job.
What's your name?
Austin.
Austin added it. He's got his own beliefs.
No, we're not. We agree with him. You obviously don't know us if
This is Danny, and Danny is like, he doesn't believe in us.
He doesn't believe in anything.
I know.
Don't say that.
So don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Austin,
I have strong beliefs.
keep it up.
We love you. We love you, Austin.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah. Much love. Hey, do you guys know they lied about the Earth? It's not a spinning ball, that's dumb. Do you guys believe the government? Why are y'all so weird? Yeah, Jesus? Well, his name was Yeshua. But do you guys think the government doesn't lie? You're making this really awkward. Wow. Maybe I'm just going to use reverse psychology from now on. Wait, are you saying you think the government's not lying? You're making this awkward. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to offend you. You're right. The government would never lie. I'm sorry. Y'all be like, I'm walling. Like, this white boy's still out of pocket. He doesn't probably believe the government that always lies. You know, the government that said the Vietnam War was real, but they actually attacked their own ship and made it look like it was Vietnam, and then they lied about 9/11, so there were weapons of mass destruction when there actually wasn't, and then a passport popped out of fire and showed us the bad guy, but just a coincidence that they were running the drill where maybe planes get hijacked and run into the building the same exact day at the exact same time as 9/11, and then they came out and said $2.1 trillion was missing, and then the very next day the area that had that money documented in the Pentagon got hit by a plane, and they knew, poof, there goes all the evidence, just coincidentally. The same government that put fluoride in your water, even though fluoride's a neurotoxin, and actually it's an ingredient in rat poison. Yeah, you know, that same government. That's how you know they're trustworthy. They always lie. You know, the same government that admittedly worked with Nazis and brought them over here in Operation Paperclip. It's so patriotic to believe that we went to the moon. You know the way that you know it's patriotic is because they worked with Nazis to do it. I guess we can't go back to the moon because we're fresh out of Nazis. We'll just have to wait for another communist takeover if we go back to the moon. Damn. We need someone to have a communist takeover. I want to go back to the moon. I don't believe in Nazis. I think that's psychopathic. And I don't believe the government. I think that's psychopathic. And they admit that they constantly lie and manipulate you and lie to you about everything. So why would you blindly believe them about stories about space that can't exist? Space cannot exist as a vacuum. It's literally impossible. We haven't explored 90% of the ocean, but we know what's thousands of light years away. Yeah. Did you know that they say the sun's 93 million miles away, but they've had to change the distance 6 times in the last century? The way that they know it so definitively is that they have to keep changing it. That's how you know they know what they're talking about. Clap if you think the Earth's flat. Oh, the crowd's coming around. The crowd is coming around. Let's go. No, the Earth is not a spinning ball in a vacuum. That's super dumb, though. It's just dumb at this point. Yeah, most of the Earth's surface is covered in water, and water always finds its level, but that's how we know it's a ball. Much love. Yeah, the way we know the Earth's a ball is that it's flat everywhere. Since it's flat everywhere, that's how you know it's a ball. You know? Yeah, no, it's a ball. It's just flat in Florida and in New York and in Minnesota and in Cali and in Nevada and in Kansas and in Texas and in Japan and in China and in Australia. That's how you know it's a ball. It's because it's flat all over the world. Did you guys know that every single map is flat? Did you guys know the U.S. military still uses flat maps to navigate and a flat Earth assumption to navigate? Did you guys know that there are dozens of declassified military documents that say the Earth is flat? I guess the military is lying now because it makes you uncomfortable. It makes you uncomfortable, so they must be lying. Why does the U.S. military say the Earth is flat? This is good. This is getting weird. So the U.S. military says the Earth is flat. They said they have to assume a flat, non-rotating surface to design planes, or design ballistic missiles, or ground weapon systems. You can Google electromagnetic propagation over a flat Earth. And to build ground weapon systems, they actually had to assume a dielectric plane, a flat Earth, so that the radiation would actually get across to the enemy so they could attack them. So when they create weapons and have to get the bad guys and people's lives are at stake, they assume the Earth is flat. Whenever a sniper sees the bad guy in the target, he doesn't say, wait, let me do the globe Earth math, never mind, I'm not supposed to be able to see that target, he must be over the curvature of the Earth, so I need to actually aim down. No, he just shoots him when he's in target. So, yeah, the military has to assume the Earth is flat or people would die. Duh, that's why there's dozens of declassified documents that say the Earth is flat, because literally none of their technology would work if they didn't assume the Earth is flat. Seems pretty simple, duh. Yeah, like you literally, people would die, people's lives are at stake, so they have to assume the Earth is flat. Did you know that the first time that they sent radio waves on the Earth is by somebody named Marconi? He sent them 2,200 miles. Based on the globe Earth math, they should have been blocked by at 200 miles of Earth curvature. But he sent them assuming line of sight, just a flat Earth is what that means. And it hit the target the first time, 2,000 miles away. His name is Marconi. Now we actually know you can send radio waves 10,000 miles. How do you send a radio wave out 10,000 miles on a ball? Because it's supposed to be curving down beneath it, so this is awkward. Did you guys know that there are different animals in the sea that can send radars and sonars super far away? That's impossible on a globe Earth. Because it'd be blocked by the curvature of the Earth.
Do you have any pamphlets or anything?
Yeah, I got a card for you. There's a QR code on here, there's a few of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got all of our info and an app and YouTube and all that.
Okay. So I know I just kind of walked out, but yeah, why do you think the world is flat?
We measured the surface, we went and made observations, and it can't be what they said it is.
Okay. Yeah. Who's out here like actually doing measurements?
Yeah, like I do.
You did?
Yeah, a ton of us do.
Awesome.
Like, see this right here? Like, based on the globe Earth, this entire skyline should be blocked by Earth curvature way up here. These mountains right here there should be curvature of Earth up here blocking the mountains. There's like hundreds of those.
Okay. Is that just like a framing of that, or is that just long term? Oh, that's Lake Michigan. Sorry.
Yeah, Lake Michigan.
Okay.
But there's all kinds, and like if you go, there's an app on there too, and you can see a bunch of stuff. We also sent balloons up like 120,000 feet, and the Earth is still flat over there. So. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but it has to curve at this rate, 8 inches per mile square, because I said the radius is 3,959, right? So it has to curve at that rate.
Okay.
It doesn't do that. So they 100% lied about what they said the Earth was.
Okay. So what is exactly your guys' position on NASA then?
NASA's fraudulent, super fraudulent, yeah.
Okay.
Which, I mean, dude, if you watch their live streams, they glitch out. Most people haven't seen them, right? But like if you research them, like their hands go through microphones, their hands will glitch out through lemons. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, like there's a stuffed animal that'll pop out of nowhere. They'll accidentally drop stuff and they'll fall, which is supposed to be in weightlessness, right?
Yeah.
There are bubbles in spacewalks. Bubbles come out of their helmets. Yeah, no, it sounds crazy, bro. Yeah. So like we know for a fact that they're showing us fake footage.
This is a podcast?
Well, it's a live stream.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, and so NASA works with Nazis since their inception. They lied about the moon landing. They lied about everything, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's this fulcrum pendulum?
Yeah, Vogel's pendulum. People claim that proves the Earth is spinning, but you have to actually start the movement yourself. Like you have to start it, right? So And it doesn't continue the motion. It also still attached to the Earth, so it doesn't have an independent frame of reference. So there's people will say that the Earth spins from 1851, but it does not.
Okay, so they still believe that the gravity is still caused by like motion and shit, or is how does that work within gravity?
Yeah, we don't believe in gravity.
You don't?
That sounds crazy to you, maybe, but no. Like when I drop, let's see, when I drop this, it's just more dense than the air. It's more dense than the air. If I let go of a helium balloon, the helium balloon will go up. It's because it's lighter than the surrounding air. Like helium is lighter than the surrounding air. It's less dense, so it'll go up. Like the helium balloon isn't gravity proof. It just goes up because it's less dense. Things go down because they're more dense. There's no scientific experiment to ever prove gravity. It's called the theory of relativity. Yeah, it's just a theory. And the only evidence for the gravity is that if the Earth's a ball, gravity has to exist. That's it. So, like you don't have to integrate gravity into a flat Earth. I understand why people would think that, right? You would immediately think, well, then how does gravity work on a flat Earth, right? But actually, you'll find out that, well, gravity just claimed to be a thing to explain how the Earth's a ball, right? Because you have to be on it in all directions. So there has to be some immense force pulling you down, including the ocean water, right? So that's the only evidence for gravity. It's not real.
Okay, so pardon me for just like trying
to
understand. But how did we stay into the Earth then?
Well, we're more dense than the air.
Okay.
Right, so on a flat Earth, there's just the Earth, right, and there's above you. It's essentially more dense in the air, you're just on the ground. Everything finds its balance. Okay. So like if you let go of a beach ball in water, it goes up. That's because it's the water's more dense than the beach ball.
Yeah, I get that, but what keeps us on the Earth then, like aside from just weight itself?
Well, what else would happen?
Like, what keeps us on the ground? Like,
you're more dense than the air.
I understand that part, but what keeps us all from like just floating away?
Why would we float away? We're more dense in the air.
Yeah, but what keeps us on this Earth?
Literally, the fact that you're more dense in the air, nothing keeps you on the Earth. You can jump in the air. Yeah, but like you're on the Earth because you went down to find your rest. Everything wants to find its balance or its rest. And it can get technical. Technically, everything's intrinsically electrostatic.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is 10 to the 39th power stronger than gravity even claims to be on the smallest scale. And everything that exists is electrostatic. All molecular, intermolecular attractive forces are electrostatic in nature. Everything that exists is electrostatic. Rubber, glass, any insulator you can think of. You can ground something, it's still electrostatic. You know, like if I scoop my feet and touch you and shock you, that's electrostatics. Yeah. And so that can result in an attractive force, but doesn't really matter. It's super, super weak. So like a helium balloon goes up because, its buoyancy is way stronger. Yeah, exactly. And it's super weak, but way stronger than gravity. So what they say is that out in space it all changes. And since gravity is scalar, which is just a theory, that out there with giant masses and planets, gravity takes over and makes everything spin around because electrostatics wouldn't work. It's not strong enough to do it. Right. So we know electrostatics is real, but they had to come up with an additional theory because it wouldn't make the Earth a ball in the solar system. So theory of relativity, right? Yeah, which I've read a couple times. I mean, it's stupid. It says that space and time bend and warp. So gravity's the effect of the bending and warping of space-time. Space is a concept. It's an idea of emptiness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, and then time's also a concept, right? It's how we quantify what the sky does. So you can't bend and warp concepts. It's called a reification fallacy. You can't attribute concreteness to concepts. But that's the best that they could come up with to explain their symbol. So. And actually, when they applied it to the universe scale, assuming that all these distances are true, which they're not, it's off by 95%. It's called dark matter and dark energy. Yeah, 95% of it is unexplained with the theory of relativity. So even assuming the whole fairy tale, it doesn't work. Okay. But yeah, it's just a theory that's not real. Uh-oh, what happened? I think we might have died. Oh, you're good. We can keep talking.
Yeah, just curious. So how did you stumble across this whole thing?
5 years ago, I heard it in a rap song. I thought it was like the dumbest thing ever.
Really? What rap song?
B.O.B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he came out with a mixtape about it. Let me make sure this is dead. I can't tell. Yeah, in a world.
I really appreciate your help.
Yeah, of course, man. Much love.
Yeah, good luck to you.
In a world. Yeah, we're dead. Hey, we might go do one-on-one so you guys can hear it.
Dang it, dude. I wanted the mic now more than ever when all these people are coming out. Just kind of keep an eye on me and turn the camera, you know? I'm gonna go. Or, I mean, if you want to, you can actually just grab it and hold it, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go try to do personal interactions. Yeah, but you could just... Josh, we talk about everything we can't talk about. Come over here. Hey, do you guys know the Earth's flat? The Earth's actually flat. Hey, we're offering $100 to anybody if they can win 3 trivia questions. I want to play. $100 cash to anybody that gets 3 questions right. Y'all want to try to win $100? Okay, man. All right, well, just so you know. Yeah, $100. You want to try? Yeah.
3 trivia questions?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so how many times does the Earth supposedly spin every day? How many times does the Earth spin every 24 hours? Once, that's right. 2 more and you get the $100. Okay. All right. So, according to the globe Earth model, how far away is the sun?
How far away is the sun?
Yeah.
It's in millions of miles.
245 million miles away?
No. Try it out. 93 million.
93 million.
Yeah.
All right. What was the third one? Just
not only ask like what's the size of the Earth, like how in miles, how big is the Earth?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Right on.
Yeah. You want me to tell you why? You may tell you why I asked everyone.
Why?
You're gonna think it sounds crazy, but the Earth's actually flat. They lied about the Earth. I know it sounds crazy, bro. But like, so we just asked the questions to make everyone think, right? Because they'll realize like, oh, I didn't really know that much about it as much as I think, right? Because when I say the Earth's flat, everyone's like, you're dumb, you know. But
well, I saw this one model where it had the Earth flat and the light, right? Half the Earth is day, half the Earth is night.
Sort of, yeah. The sun moves over top of it.
Right. They say, and the one thing is like, all right, so the light. There's like a split right down the middle. This is day, this is night.
Kind of.
Right? So they say, how does the light from the middle reach the middle and then to the edges, meet the edges and just magically stop along that imaginary line?
It doesn't go down a perfect line. If you actually look at what days are daylight, it doesn't do that. But the sun's just local, and so at a certain radius of light, it moves over top of the Earth.
So shouldn't it be like round light descending on the Earth instead of like a diagonal cutoff of night and day?
Well, yeah. Well, we don't have like a diagonal cutoff in real life. You know, we have like a radius of light.
Right, which is if you look at it as a whole, it's like this side is dark, this side is light.
For intents and purposes, it's not like perfectly down the middle or anything.
Right.
But look, there's an app on there that'll show you.
Right on.
Yeah. So look up the app, bro. It's like shows you a visualization wherever you go. You'll know. Yeah. I know it sounds crazy, but just look into it. Hey, we're offering. Anybody want to try to win $100? $100 if you get 3 trivia questions right. You might want to try to win $100. $100. Okay. Anybody want to try to win $100 trivia? 3 trivia questions. If you can get 3 trivia questions right, we'll give you $100. $100. Hey, you guys want to try to win $100? If you get 3 trivia questions right, we'll give you $100. Yo. Hey, we'll give you $100 if you can get 3 trivia questions right. $100. You want? Okay. No, don't you talk to them. Don't you think for yourself. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't.
I like the white pile Walmart all
We'll find somebody. Hey, does anyone want to try to win $100? You get 3 questions right, you win $100. Okay. Hey, if you get 3 trivia questions right, you win $100. Anybody want to try it? $100. Okay, well, just so you guys know, they lied about the Earth. It's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. NASA lied. You can't go to space. The Earth's flat. You can test it yourself. You've been engineered to think it's crazy, but you don't know anything about it. Hey, we'll give you $100 if you get 3 trivia questions right. If you guys get 3 trivia questions right, we'll give you $100. You want to try?
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
We'll give you $100 if you. A bunch of zombies, bro. Hey, we're giving $100. Anyone that can get 3 questions right? $100 if you can get 3 trivia questions right? No, just they're like robots. Dude, don't be saying that. Jeez Louise. Seriously? Hey, we'll give you $100 if you get 3 trivia questions right. Okay, well the Earth's not a spinning ball, it's actually flat. They lied. Thank me later. Anybody want to try to win? Anybody? Dude, I almost want to do what they're doing. We can't be live. Yeah, guys, see, look, I tried, but no one's taking the bait for the money anyway. So we're gonna wrap it up because I want to tell everyone about you know what, and we're not allowed to talk about it. So we're not allowed to talk about it. So I love you guys. I'm sorry, the annoying drummer boy needs a beating. Well, it's actually some super in shape lady. But anyway, so I'm gonna catch up with you guys. Sorry, the speaker died. So it is what it is. Someone forgot to charge it. No, it was just me. It was my fault. But yeah, it was all my fault. It was all my fault. But anyway, so it is what it is. It really died right before the most people left, but I think a lot of them heard us. We got people over here. We got everyone spread out, hitting everyone with truth about being, you know, organic and how the air is not going to kill them and stuff. So that's how it be. But hey, do you guys think that the lockdowns are dumb?
No.
You like going in lockdown? I bet you being such a slave that I. Hey, do you guys support the lockdowns? Do you guys support lockdowns? Because prisons have lockdowns. Oh man, why are people speaking their mind in America when my friends died for it? Man. Everyone here are brainwashed slaves, yo. Jeez Louise, bro. Hey, do you guys support lockdowns? Do you support lockdowns? Get ready to go lockdown. What's up with these COVID crazies? Hey, do you guys support the lockdowns? Okay. You do support lockdowns. Why don't you just go to a prison then? It'd be easier that way. You support my friend dying for freedoms that are being taken away from us? Yay! It's always the people that would never go sacrifice their life that give up our freedoms, though. Jeez Louise. Everyone here is a slave, bro. They're robots. This is crazy, man. Wish I could hear what they're saying. They're not really saying much. Do you guys support the lockdowns?
What?
Do you support lockdowns? Well, prisons have lockdowns, not free countries. Hey, do you guys support the lockdowns?
Yes.
You support the U.S. government locking us down like a prison?
Yes.
Okay, you be a good slave, bro. The people's answer is yes, bro. Hey, it's past your curfew, bro. Jeez Louise, bro. I think that we're underestimating the battle that we're fighting right now. Hey, do you guys support the lockdowns?
What?
Do you support the lockdowns?
Oh, I don't know what you're saying.
Okay, I mean, you support being locked down like a prison? Wow. All right, well, it's past your curfew. Y'all better get inside.
I'm so glad you said that. Now I'm actually going to do it now.
Dude, welcome to the most brainwashed group of people I've ever talked to. It's insane. Hey, do you guys support the lockdowns? Yeah, you're a legend. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, do you guys support the lockdowns? The lockdowns? Do you support lockdowns?
More lockdowns?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You're a legend. You're legends. Yeah. You guys support lockdowns? Lockdowns are stupid. Hey, do you guys support lockdowns? Do you guys support the lockdown? Yay, the earth is flat! Woo! Yay! Yay! Hey, it's called free... Hey. Yeah, the earth is flat. Earth is flat. Hey, the earth is flat. What? Surface of the earth, it is not curving. That's for certain. We've been searching. Hey. Surface of the earth, it's not curving. We've been searching. Hey. Surface of the earth, it's not curving. That's for certain. We've been searching. Y'all get nervous. Hey. Hey, do you support lockdowns? Hey, why are you attacking someone standing up for our freedom? You sound like a loser. Do you support lockdowns and curfews like slaves have? Yeah. You go home. It's past your curfew, buddy. What are you going to do? What are you going to... Oh, look, he flipped me off. Let's get him on. Do you know, does the boomer know what a live stream is? Where there's hundreds of people watching him live? Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to interact with this guy. I think you accidentally flipped me off. I accept your apology, though. Wait, why'd you flip me off, bro?
Go continue to fuck goats.
What? What a psychopath. Do you support lockdowns?
Absolutely.
So do you know that's a prison term and not a free country term? Do you know my friend died for freedom?
Really?
Yeah, like 5 of them.
Die because you're an idiot and won't get vaccinated. Fall off the earth, please.
Okay, so...
Fall right off. Go for it. Leave now.
Prove it to us.
We're a bunch of slaves. You guys support lockdowns?
No one's seen the commercial.
Would actually support a lockdown of...
Yeah, NASA admits that the pictures aren't real. It seems like you should do some research before you talk about things.
Oh my God.
So, hey, wait, am I dumb?
Huh?
So is my genius IQ go out the window if you call me names? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So when you flipped me off, you were just acting like you were tough. You didn't know I was going to come approach you on the live stream, did you? Really? You did? So do you guys agree with our right to not have curfews and lockdowns? Do we at least have the right to not comply to the totalitarian government, or should we be forcibly shot up?
I don't care about other people.
Oh, that's what I thought. You guys are real tough until you get the pressure put on you. Hey, now you're real loud as you walk away. Hey, I was just right there giving you a chance to say your argument, buddy. Hey, do you guys support the lockdowns? All right, well, welcome to Nazi Germany, I guess. Do you guys support the lockdowns?
Sorry, man. It's nice.
Sorry for what? Sorry, I had to do that. I couldn't help it. That dude put me off. And I can't even get specific to the response because they'll delete my video, right? Yeah, he was so triggered. Do you guys support the lockdowns? Hey, we need to stand up against the lockdowns or we're not going to be free ever again. Hey, you guys support the lockdowns? Oh man, free countries don't have lockdowns, man. What is this, Nazi Germany now? Yay! Let's go and curfew lockdowns like prisons. Yay! America's so free we have lockdowns like prisons do. Do you support the lockdowns? Wait, can you do that again for the camera? Did you just flip me off?
Yeah, I don't need your anti-vax bullshit.
Why are you so trick? I asked if you like lockdowns. Do you agree with lockdowns? Don't you think that we have the right to not have curfews and lockdowns? Did you know that totalitarian governments have curfews and lockdowns?
Oh, it's such a totalitarian thing to put on a mask.
No, I'm talking about curfews.
So difficult.
I'm talking about curfews and lockdowns. It seems like you don't have enough brain activity to keep up with the subject here. Do you think the government has the right to give us curfews and lockdowns?
They're not your fucking shit.
Well, whenever you flip me off, you ask for me to engage with you. So do you agree we have the right to not blindly obey curfews?
You're engaging by being
He
here.
flipped me off.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
do
you're out here
you agree with lockdowns? Do you agree with lockdowns?
Saying that.
So my friends died so you guys could throw our freedom away. What a cool story. What a cool story. Yeah, go America. We have a bunch of slaves here now. Did you just let me off too? Do you agree with curfews?
I did do that.
Do you agree with curfews and lockdowns? Yeah, you're such a good slave. Go home. It's past your curfew. Go home. It's past your curfew. Go home. So my friend died for freedom that you get to throw away? Does the government have the right to give us curfews and lockdowns? You guys are slaves. You're slaves. Don't keep turning around like you're going to do something. Yeah, when people flip me off, I'm not going to let them walk away. That's not how it works. These are the most crazy zombified people I've ever met. Hey, do you guys agree with the lockdowns?
What?
Do you agree with the lockdowns?
Which lockdowns?
Like when they're about to put us back in lockdown for the fall?
Sure.
You know that prisons have lockdowns?
Sorry. I just had a good time at a baseball game. I don't want to get into
So you do agree with the government taking over because you went to a baseball game? That's a cool story. Well, hey, I want you guys to remember that when our friends died for our freedoms, you threw them away because you went to a baseball game. They're all zombies, bro. I don't want to be a downer, but we're not winning overall. We are not winning overall. Hey, took the way you saw the world and then they did distorted it. Yeah, think you on a rug that twirl somewhere or the bit. There is disproportionate, the truth that get distorted quick with a forceful grip. They forced the misinfo that we absorb and quick. Took the people's signature, extorted it, they forged in it. If news anchors informants, who's informing them? Hey. Oh, I gotta walk past them and they'll get me kicked off.
Yeah, my grandmother died.
Lindsay, are you going back? No, I'll meet you guys at breakfast.
Hey, do you guys support the lockdowns?
We don't. Yeah, we're not gonna get it.
Oh yeah, we'll just ignore it, and while my friends die for our freedom, we'll just turn it into a free prison country. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to be a good slave and ignore it till we don't have any freedom and my children are slaves. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but not right now during the baseball game.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. See, I want to chill with them, but I know I can't take you guys along the ride because they'll delete it. So, in a second, I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm just going to go for my GoPro, and then we'll upload it on Odyssey or something. Is there an Odyssey channel? That's so funny that you just said that after I said that. Yeah, I have a WitsitGetsIt Odyssey channel. So I'm about to wrap this up so we can go talk with them. So I love you guys. Seek and speak truth unequivocally. The weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. So yeah, stand up for your rights. Hey. Surface of the earth isn't curving, that is for certain. We've been searching, they getting nervous, hey. Alright, so I'm gonna catch up with you guys on the flip side like a coin toss. Remember that informed people don't care what ignorant people think. Dumb, weaker-minded people are always going to attack you because they are uninformed. Don't worry about it. When they revile you for his name's sake, rejoice for all they did, all purpose for you. I just gave you a first-hand litmus test that most people are brainwashed zombies. I said, do you support the lockdowns? And they say yes because they don't even know what freedom is or that's being taken away because they're brainwashed out of fear. So don't really worry about what the brainwashed zombie thinks because they don't know anything. So don't worry about what majority thinks. Stand up for the truth regardless because dumb, weak people that are nihilistic, apathetic, materialistic psychopaths are always going to attack you. It is just what it is. If you want to support the tour, masqueradetour.com, WitsitGetsIt on Cash App, or Witsit@protonmail.com. I just say, do you support the lockdown? And people get so triggered they start screaming, cussing, and flipping me off just for asking a question, like a reporter would. That's the country we live in now. They think that they have virtuous, moral high grounds. They actually think that they have a moral high ground when they flip you off and scream and cuss because they get triggered about, do you agree with lockdowns question. Welcome to the death of free speech, where my friends died for no reason because we have a bunch of slaves that are just like, I just want to watch Netflix and watch the baseball game, and I want to get on TikTok, and who cares about my children not having freedom? And now we have curfews and lockdowns like prisons do. It doesn't matter. Stop bringing up things that are important. I watch the baseball game. I don't care. So it is what it is. You're going to have to let the dead bury the dead. These people are dead. They're zombies. They don't care about what's important, right? They just want to live their life like day to day, 9 to 5, watch Netflix, go to the baseball game. They're going to regret attacking us that try to stand up for our freedom while they were taking our rights away. But I told you so is not going to get your rights back. So all you can do is try to wake people up while you still can. So if you want to support the tour, you know how to do it. MasqueradeTour.com will give you contact and donate. I love you guys. I'm going to catch up with you later. I'm going to go keep on doing activism. I'll record it on the GoPro, but I can't do it on YouTube because they're having very blatant conversations. So anyway, I love you guys. I'll catch up with you later. Peace out. Oh, I'll show you guys where we were just at the end. This is where we were. This is the stadium. Of course, you guys saw we flat smacked. All right. I love you guys. Peace out.